On Wednesdays, we wear pink. I'm John Ritland with a retro review of Mean Girls. One of my favorite comedy, you know what? No, one of my favorite movies of all time. Fucking thumbs up, gold thumbs up. Thanks, Jen, by the way, for sending me that. I really do appreciate it. And Mean Girls, yeah, honestly, one of my most quoted movies on Twitter. I will quote that. I will share GIFs. It's one of my favorite goddamn movies. And here's why. It's just so fucking funny. The cast is great. The comedy is great. It just is so fucking hilarious. And of course, I was personally victimized by Danny Jordan t-shirt because she's the real Mean Girl. And once I found out that somebody had a gimmick that was a takeoff of Mean Girls, I had to get the shirt. I think Danny Jordan's goddamn awesome, and she's going to do great things in her career. She even has her own burn book. If you haven't seen Mean Girls, well, you're going to get some things spoiled here, so I'm sorry, but the movie's been out for 16 goddamn years. Here's why I fucking love Mean Girls. The comedy, the characters, everything's just fucking perfect. It's better than Clueless, in my opinion. I love Clueless. Clueless is fucking hilarious. I recently retro-reviewed that, but this just hits that perfect sweet spot of having nostalgia as far as high school, friends that you had in high school and everything, and just also sharing the seedier side of high school, while also having some really great comedy, and the cast is fucking tremendous. Absolutely fucking tremendous. Lindsay Lohan plays Katie. This was back, of course, when Lindsay Lohan still had a career coming off of Freaky Friday, and a few years before that, the Parent Trap remake. This is also from the same director of Head Over Heels, Freaky Friday, and Vampire Academy. Yeah, the same guy who directed Mean Girls directed Vampire Academy, and I still do not understand why. If you haven't seen Vampire Academy, don't. Just fucking don't. And I feel bad because the cast actually wasn't all that bad. It was a good idea that was poorly executed. Now, it's entirely possible that movie has studio interference. But anyway, Mean Girls. I have a lot of quotes written down, so I'm just going to do a brief summary of the plot here. Katie, was homeschooled by her parents. They came from Africa, which leads to a funny joke a little bit later. And she has to navigate Shark-Infested Water. She has to figure out what the fuck is going on, with clicks and everything. Slang, gruel, fetch, that kind of stuff. And figure out who her friends are, how being a bitch isn't the best course of action, and how, even when it seems like the only course of action, and how she needs to realize, hey, there's good in everybody, there's bad in everybody, and we all need to get along. It's sunshines and rainbows. It's honestly also a bit more complicated than that because there are people that will talk bad about you behind your back, and stuff like that, and it will show, though, that, there actually is good in a lot of people. And it's just a really funny comedy. It's really goddamn good. The cast is fucking great. It has Tina Fey as a teacher. Tina Fey is a fucking smart, funny, and absolutely stunning woman. And just is still great at comedy. Has not lost a goddamn step at all in 20 plus years. Loved her in SNL. Tim Meadows, fellow SNL alumni. Amy Poehler, she's also in this. And there's a character, Janice, Lizzie Kaplan. She plays kind of the goth girl that tries to befriend Katie. Or calls her Caddy at first. She has a friend named Damien, who, as far as they quote though, this is Damien, he's almost too gay to function. Which is just funny, and something you could only say to one of your friends. And plenty more quotes to come here. So, Katie meets the Plastics, and Regina, Rachel McAdams, the head bitch, basically. The head bee in charge. I think that's what the kids say. It sounds so goddamn white saying that. The other ones are Gretchen, Lacey Chabert, who plays a great ditz. And then you have Karen, Amanda Seyfried, who really plays a great ditz. And is it Seyfried or Seyfried? I actually don't know. She is fucking great, and I wish was doing better things than You Should Have Left in 2020. And, the movie You Should Have Left that was released in 2020, that would have been a bit of an odd title otherwise. But, yeah, she was somebody I thought that could have done a whole lot of really good things in Hollywood. I don't know what the fuck happened. But the cast is fucking great. I just love, the fact that everybody, they either are playing a perfect bitch or they're playing just a perfect, maybe surface character, but it works. All the comedy goddamn works. And Katie, tries to basically get back at the Plastics after Regina takes a boy that she likes, a boy that Regina dated, and tries to play a prank on them. Well, not necessarily a prank, but a long series of screwing with Regina, trying to separate her from her friends, being a bitch, but realizing being the bitch, it does have its consequences. There's the burn book, writing down all the insults and everything. That shit gets out. Katie has to realize the error of her ways, and everything gets wrapped up in a nice, neat little bow with some good comedy. and some really good shit. And I really just fucking enjoyed this movie. It's just fucking hilarious from beginning to end. Nothing bad about this movie, in my personal opinion. And plus, it has Tina Fey as a goddamn teacher. I mentioned that I like Tina Fey. Also, but again, the cast was really goddamn good. But now I'm going to talk about quotes. And if you're a Mean Girls fan, you'll understand the goddamn quotes. The gym teacher, don't have sex because you will get pregnant and die. Talks about various positions. Just don't do it. All right, everyone take some rubbers. So he's basically saying, don't have sex, you'll get pregnant and die, but take rubbers anyway. And he had him in a giant tub. I don't know why that was so hilarious to me. My favorite line, though, Karen not understanding, the white people can come from Africa, especially if they're, if they go there and just live there for a bit. So if you're from Africa, why are you white? Gretchen instantly says, oh my God, Karen, you can't just ask people why they're white. My brain will be almost dead. Like, when I'm like 90 and I'll still remember that line, I'll laugh. People won't know, but I'll know because it's fucking hilarious. And on Wednesdays we wear pink. That fucking line's absolutely great. Regina trying to figure out the carb count of various, foods, whatever. I'm getting cheese fries. That'd be a big mood, except I'd be ordering pizza. And then get in, loser. We're going shopping. And yeah, it was just really, really good. I mean, you get later the talent show scene, which was fine, especially for a 23-year-old me watching at the time. That was fine. Janice with one funny line when Tina Fey was out just doing some shopping outside of school, obviously. It's like, I love seeing teachers outside of school. It's like watching a dog walk on its hind legs, which is just, none of these lines should have worked, but they're just fucking good. And on October 3rd, when Katie was talking, to Aaron, the boy she likes, on October 3rd, he asked me what day it was. It's October 3rd. It's Mean Girls Day. And Karen, what are you supposed to be? I'm a mouse. Duh. The ears and everything. She played a great ditz, if I mentioned that. And talking at this party, this Halloween party. And she said, Karen says, this guy's such a good kisser. And Gretchen's like, he's your cousin. Yeah, but he's my first cousin. Not understanding how this shit works at all. It's absolutely, it's hilarious. Gross. Incest is gross. But this is hilarious the way it was done. And why are you so obsessed with me? Great line from Rachel McAdams. Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen. It's all in Swedish or something when she's trying to read these ingredients on this bar because, it's more of a prank from Katie to get Regina to gain weight to kind of ruin her image because Regina's had all her way. And Janice saying about this perfume Katie was wearing, you smell like a baby prostitute. Karen talking about being dumb, but she has some talents. I can put my whole fist in my mouth. Would you like to see? And then talking about my breast can tell, she says her breast can tell her, anyone when it's going to rain. Well, when it's raining, she, uses that to become a weather woman later. Makes no sense, but it's fucking hilarious. And, it's like, the gym teacher later, but if you do touch each other, you'll get chlamydia and die. And the whole mom, can you pick me up? I'm scared. It's just that iconic line. That was fucking great. And then we get the fight where they're fighting among the lockers and everything. Not the locker room, but the hallway. Where everybody's fighting. Tim Meadows like, oh, if I didn't leave for this. I didn't leave another school for this. It was just fucking... Tim Meadows was on their level here. And it was just a great way to use SNL alumni properly. And then Tina Fey basically has to help them learn to help each other. Basically says there's been some girl-on-girl crime here, which I did not turn dirty. How dare you accuse me of such? I totally did. And, there were trust exercises, sharing stories and everything, and doing the trust fall stuff. And then this one girl does something. It's like, she doesn't even go here. You don't go here. And then Regina gets hit by a bus a little bit later, which kind of teaches her humility. Easy for me to say. Katie has to realize the error of her ways. Apologize for the burn book, even though she wasn't the one that did it. Own up to it. The dad grounds her, and then the mother's like wondering where she is later because she goes to this math, this math competition because that's a way to make up extra credit to Tina Fey's character. She says, the mother says, well, where is, what she's grounded? And dad says, are they not allowed out when they're grounded? And then she wins the spring fling a little bit later, which is it's a dance, by the way, don't worry. And then, she gives a speech about everybody, embracing what makes them them, the good, the bad, the indifferent. And everything's good. Everything's wrapped up nice and neat, and everybody's getting along, even though, there may still be tension. It hits that nostalgia sweet spot of having the good of high school. Because there is some good in high school, believe it, or at least there was for me. I don't know about you. Don't share your stories if you don't want to in the comments. But yeah, fucking love Mean Girls. Mean Girls is goddamn awesome. Yeah, I might even watch it again, but it's just that fucking hilarious. So anyway, let me know what you thought of Mean Girls. By the way, I give it an A. A+. A+. It's fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious and one of my favorite movies of all time. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm Charles Ritlin. I'll see you soon.